welcome back to my channel. Today's video is gonna be all about my first trimester, and I'm also gonna be comparing pregnancies first trimester with my first one. So I have my notepad in hand. You guys know, I'm a school kind of girl. I like to write everything down using like a pen or a pencil on a notepad. I never ever jot any notes down on my phone. I don't like that. For me to kind of relieve anxiety and stuff, I need to write things down and not like manually write things down, you know, like physically. So I'm still a little bit sick, that's why you're hearing my voice so weird. And I also had a cold sore, so my nose, it's kind of swollen to sizes bigger than it normally is. I tried to contour the hell out of it. I didn't succeed. I have dry skin all over and I just ignored it. Okay, let's keep it real over here. So I'm just going to give you guys my experience when it comes to my first trimester, and I'm first gonna be telling you all about like this one, like this pregnancy's first trimester, and then I'm just gonna go over some similarities and some differences that I had in my first one. So the first thing that is on my list is sleepy. And I, like in both pregnancies, the first trimester, I always was really tired. I knew I knew there was something wrong with me before I took the test, because I was really sleepy. And at the time I was 21 years old and I was never the type to sleep a lot. Like I would barely sleep at night, and I used to work night shifts and stuff. So like for me to feel really sleepy during the day, I knew something was off. So that's one of the signs that you know that you're pregnant most of the times, is the sleepiness and also fatigue. So apart from feeling sleepy, you also feel like very low energy, you know what I mean? So with this pregnancy, I also felt really emotional, you guys. With Skylar, I didn't feel emotional at all. But with this one, I felt really emotional. Like all my emotions were really heightened, whether that would be like anxiety or fear of something, or like feeling sad, or I don't know, taking things that people would say, for example, like general things, more at heart than usual, you know, very emotional. And I would also like feel like my anxiety on certain things was very much heightened as well. So yeah, when it comes to hormones, I'm having a baby girl, just in case you didn't know. So I think that contributed a lot with the fact that, you know, baby like girls like hormones are heightened, you know. Whenever it comes to boys, I think that the hormone levels, I don't know, I'm not a doctor, but I did some research yesterday, and that's what I found, that when you're having a girl, you're more emotional because it's hormones, like the hormone level is much higher. But apart from that, I also felt really depressed, you guys. I wanted to be happy because I know that having a child is a blessing. However, like I was really depressed. I didn't want to tell anyone. I was crying every day. I didn't want to get out of the house. Like I did the bare necessities when it comes to the house, like cleaning, like the bare necessities, because I couldn't just get out of bed. Apart from feeling like really sick, I was really down. Like mentally, I felt really depressed, alone. I didn't want to kind of really talk with my friends. So like I wanted to be left alone, you know. So I felt really depressed. So if you're going through this, I hope that watching this video can give you a little bit of an insight of things that other women go through as well. You don't have to feel alone, because it is part of the process. Sometimes it's hormones, sometimes it comes with the pregnancy, and sometimes it's also life problems and life situations all mixed together. So hang in there, it will all get better soon, I promise you. If you're watching this video, you can do it too. In this first trimester with Skylar, these weren't like, I didn't go through these to the slightest. Like with Skylar, I wasn't emotional, wasn't anxious, wasn't depressed, wasn't sad, and wasn't crying at all. I didn't even cry one time. So yeah, it's all in this pregnancy. I also want this Skylar to always be with me. I know that this may sound weird, but those of you who have kids already maybe have gone through this. I didn't like want him to go with my relatives, for example. If they wanted to take him somewhere, I was like, you know what, I'd rather stay with him at home and stuff. So I wanted him to be with me all the time. I'm like that, like usually normally I'm like that, but this time it was like even more. Also, and this has kept going through all the trimesters, I'm in my third trimester so far, like heightened senses, you guys. When I tell you this, it's for real. I'm not telling you that I have like super natural or superhuman abilities, but I'm a person that normally, like even when I'm not pregnant, I'm the type of person that I already have my senses heightened. So be it seeing, smelling, hearing, you know, those things. I don't, like, I believe I'm a little bit above average when it comes to my senses. People always say that, like, you hear, like, oh my god, you hear so much, or oh my god, how are you smelling this, you know? I'm like that. But with pregnancy, it's even more, you guys. Oh my god, I hear so much more and I smell so much more. With the eyesight, I mean, it's the same. So much to the point that I don't enjoy it, of course, because at night, you guys, I'm not kidding, I hope some of you also went through this so that I can reassure myself I'm not abnormal or anything, but I would lay on the bed and sleep at night and I would honestly hear my own heartbeat so loud. Like, I would honestly, it was like it was on TV, you know what I mean? It was so loud, and it's really weird. I would also smell like so much. For example, if I went like at my mom's and she kind of cooked fish, for example, 2 days prior, and she cleaned everywhere and stuff, I don't like fish at all, I would know, like, mom, you cooked fish in here, and she was like, 2 days ago, girl. That kind of situations. And I also very sensitive to smells when it comes to, like, with Skylar this happened too. With Skylar, I couldn't smell the scent of vanilla, and it's one of my favorite scents, but like, you know, hormones and pregnancy, I couldn't come close to vanilla because it would make me so sick. And with this pregnancy as well, not vanilla so much, it's more like lavender, and again, lavender is such a nice smell. I can't smell lavender because, like, I would want to throw up. I have this, like, air freshener of lavender and I gave it to my mom. I also have the diffuser oils of lavender and I'm not using them until I give birth and see how it goes, because with Skylar it all went back to normal. Yeah, lavender, no. I'm very much more, you know, even when it comes to, like, sensitive when it comes to scents, you know. I had this particular candle which I loved, but whenever I burned it in my first trimester, I was about to, like, feeling like really nauseous and stuff, so it happened as well. Also, you guys, okay, so this is funny because of the way I've written it, like, so savage. Literally, I've written repellent to social media. In the first trimester, you guys, I couldn't for the life of me stay on Facebook for more like 10 minutes at a time because I would feel so, I don't know, like, people would annoy me. I know this is strange, I don't know. If you were pregnant and you were the same, it would encourage me and it would really kind of make me feel better to know I wasn't the only one. But even, like, watching people's faces and statuses and posts they left, I would feel like, I mean, like, what the heck, you know? It went down a little bit in my second and third trimester, not so much though. I still feel like a little bit repellent to social media, and maybe you guys have noticed that because I kind of take a while to answer to your messages. I love your messages, by the way, you guys, but it takes a little bit of time for me to go through them because I just don't feel well whenever I'm on my phone and going through social media. I don't know how to explain it, but I feel really dizzy at times and I feel like really kind of nauseous as well. Nauseous. I think you say it nauseous. So I feel really nauseous whenever I'm on my phone all the time, compare answering, you know, messages and stuff. So I will go through all the messages ASAP, but that was the reason mainly. Not because you guys annoy me, but even because sometimes I feel like really bad on the phone all the time. So yeah, but yeah, I was repellent to social media so much the first trimester. In fact, I barely posted on my Facebook page, I barely posted on my Instagram, I barely, like, filmed and uploaded any videos, so that was the cause. Also, forgetful and less focused, you guys. Oh my god! Usually I'm a very kind of, you know, kind of person, you know, I know everything what I need to do, I have everything planned, everything is a routine. But whenever I'm pregnant, you guys, I'm so forgetful, I'm not focused at all, and I feel that that is kind of, I don't know how to describe it. I really hate these two feelings because I don't feel like myself. I don't feel like I'm on top of my game whenever I'm forgetful and not focused. I need to be focused, you know, so those two things, I don't know, don't sit well with me. So I hope that after I give birth all goes back to normal and we're all, you know, past that. And even when I'm not pregnant, because it's something that it's like, it has always been there. However, I've discovered it whenever I was pregnant with Skylar, because you guys, when you're pregnant you discover lots of things about yourself. I'm not the person to go to the hospital and have tests done, although this is a bad example and you totally need to go to the hospital and check yourself like every year and stuff, you know, so don't do what I did. But I discovered lots of things when I was pregnant, because of course I was being checked and stuff. So I discovered that I was anemic with Skylar. However, it's much worse with this second pregnancy, and usually when you suffer from something, it kind of gets worse with every pregnancy. I don't know if it matters if it's a girl or no. However, my hemoglobins are really low, and that makes you feel like, apart from making you feel really with no energy, really fatigued, really you cannot function properly because you have a low blood count. So usually the normal like HB level should be like for a woman between 11 and 15 or between 11 and 13, something along those lines, for you to be like I'm always out of breath, you guys, in my third trimester. It's been crazy. For you to be like productive and healthy and full of energy. And mine is always like a 9. And when you hit like the 7 level mark, you need to get blood transfusion. So that's how close I am to, you know, being on the verge of dropping totally my HB level. So it's something really concerning. I've been taking, like from the first trimester I was prescribed Ferrograd, which is like a kind of medicine given to anyone who suffers from low hemoglobins, and usually you take 1 a day, like 1 daily. I take 2 daily, so that's already a lot. And I'm not a person to, I'm not keen to take medicine. I'm not a person who likes to put things in their bodies. I'm a very kind of natural person when it comes to these things, so for me that was hard to digest. But I also had to go through that with Skylar as well. But in this pregnancy I've also had to take these kind of blood supplements, which come in like a glass kind of holder. I will put a picture if I have on my phone just to show you guys. I have to take one of them daily as well at noon, so I take 3 blood supplements every day. And still, you guys, my blood levels haven't gone up, so it's quite concerning. And when it comes, like, it's not like when you're pregnant, everything you do affects, kind of revolves around your baby. So for me, if low hemoglobins means that I'm not as energetic, I wouldn't mind at all. However, during pregnancy, when you have low HB levels, not enough oxygen can pass through your baby. Your baby can be born prematurely, your baby won't grow as she's supposed to be, so it's very risky. So it's a very serious matter when it comes to having low blood count in your pregnancy. So that's another thing that I wanted to cover, because I've never come across anyone kind of talking about. Also, on my first trimester, it happened both with Sky and both with this baby, like this second pregnancy. Both pregnancies, I have to say, were similar, but there were some differences, much more intense. Like very similar to Sky's pregnancy, but very like heightened and more intense. And maybe it was because it's a girl, or maybe because I'm older now, like I'm almost 7 years down the line from my first pregnancy, so I do feel that age also matters at times. But in my first trimester I lost 6 kilos. I do not have much appetite, and I have to take these supplements, like these blood supplements, and they make you really kind of nauseous. I throw up a lot and you lose your appetite. So apart from not eating, throwing up. And when I say throwing up, you guys, it's not morning sickness for me. It's very like intense. I can throw up, like in my first trimester I could throw up even to 22 times a day, and that was really concerning because I ended up dehydrated. And at one point I was feeling so bad, and I'm not one to rush to the hospital when I feel kind of not well, wait it through, you know what I mean, which is not good, especially if you're pregnant. When I had my visit to see if the baby is okay, I told my doctor, and he was like, girl, if you're throwing up to 22 times a day, you're dehydrated for sure, and you need to come down for a drip so that you can get your hydration levels up. So I was really on the verge of kind of collapsing because I was dehydrated, I wasn't consuming any food, and I was throwing up. I was, you know, on top of my low HG levels. It was a really bad phase. My first trimester is the worst. Like, you guys, you have no idea. is the worst. I couldn't leave the house basically, because I had this fear of throwing up anywhere. If I had to go somewhere, I take the bucket with me in my car. That's how like my anxiety was kind of so bad, because I couldn't just, you know, stop the car at the side of the road and throw up. Like I didn't feel like I could do that, so I was with the bucket in my car, and that was just for emergencies. Yeah, I was feeling really bad, but thank God, you know, it's much better now. Now I have other problems to deal with in my third trimester, so we'll talk about it in another video. I started suffering from back pain also on my last pregnancy. It gets worse in the second and third trimester, however, it still started in my first trimester for me. You know, you just don't sleep well at night, your back kind of locks. And also, since in both pregnancies, I was pregnant in winter, with the cold and stuff, your back locks whenever you're sitting in a position or you're lying down on the sofa, for example, for quite a long time. So it's all fun things, you know. So this is something to keep in mind, guys. I mean, everyone thinks that pregnancy, it's all cute baby clothes and new baby stuff and cute baby bumps, but honestly, you guys, for me it's everything but that. Like I as much as baby clothes are cute and I like buying stuff for my baby, like that's the least thing I think about during my pregnancy, because I'm so sick and I'm so, like, I have low energy. I don't feel like myself, both physically and emotionally. So for those of you who are going through this, please know that you're not alone. I honestly know many people, like most women actually who are pregnant, aren't all, you know, happy and rainbows and sunshines, because pregnancy, for me, like, I can vouch, like I can, like, from experience tell you guys that for most it's a huge sacrifice to go through. And of course, at the end, you're blessed with the biggest blessing ever, so it's all worth it. And I would do this all over again, 110 times more intense, so I want to throw that out there. However, I just wanted to tell you guys it's not easy, you know. So whenever you see movies with, you know, pregnant women running around and stuff, I mean, I still run around because I cannot stop. I still have to do my things, but it's done with great sacrifice, you know what I mean? So do not think it's something easy. Very few women go like through amazing pregnancies where they feel like better than they did before they were pregnant, because I've met a woman, she told me I felt like stronger than I actually was before. And, you know, more power to you. I mean, it's a force of nature whenever you're pregnant, so it affects everyone different, and every pregnancy is different for every woman, even if it's the same woman, you know. So yeah, most of the cases I've known, you know, I don't want to scare you saying hard pregnancies. I want to say that it's a sacrifice, you know. And honestly, I feel that's why it's part of the reason you love your kids so much and you would do anything for your kids, is because you've went through so much pain emotionally and physically to have them, you know. So I think that's part of the thing that, you know, why mothers have this immense huge love for their children. It's part of that. So that was everything for my first trimester. I will definitely keep you up to date with my second trimester, how it went. If you're pregnant right now, or you're trying to get pregnant, or you've already had a baby, you know, it's nice to hear someone talking about these things. Yeah, if you can relate with me, I mean, you know, it's nice to know that you're not the only one going through these things. Like, honestly, my first trimester, I felt so bad, both physically and emotionally, and I wanted that to pass as soon as possible. And it's also a hard time because it's a phase like between the first and the third month where you don't tell people that you're pregnant like normal people outside, you know. So people don't know what you're going through, so they can't understand, you know. So it's not like you have a bump already and people assume that maybe you're a little bit cranky because of hormones, or you're a little bit tired because you're pregnant. Nothing really shows from the outside, and you don't want to tell people. So that's also another factor when it comes to people understanding you, and it's not their fault because they don't know. With me, as I've said, I didn't want to tell anyone, and I've started to tell people around my 5-month mark, and I also felt that was too soon, you guys. Honestly, I was feeling like I wanted to do the Kylie Jenner move and not tell anyone until I give birth. But of course I couldn't, because people would see me. I'm not Kylie Jenner. I cannot stay 9 months like in a house you know, like I couldn't stay like 9 months in a house without anyone seeing me, so that wasn't possible. And yeah, but if I could, I would have kept the secret and not tell anyone. So yeah, I will film the second trimester update right now, just so that we're in the mix. We can do it right now and have it up shortly after this one for you guys. Let me know how your first trimester was. I would love to know, you guys. I would really love to know. And yeah, I will see you all in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe if you did and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out any of my uploads, and I will see you on my next video. Bye.